Welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about data store operation. So let's look at the definition first. Data store is used to store messages temporarily on our CPI tenant. So the main purpose of data store is to store some messages in our CPI tenant, which can be accessed in the later runs. Okay, there is an overall database space limit of 32 GB. So we should be aware of this limitation, and we have couple of operations like write, get, select, and delete. We are going to see each one of them in the CPI tenant. Okay, let's create an integration flow and name it as data store. And in the description, this iFlow is used to demonstrate data store operations. Add and open in editor. Turn on the trace. Go to edit mode. Take the timer. Remove this start. So I'm going to store some data in our data store. For that, I am going to take a content modifier to set our message body. Okay, I'm going to say sample payload, and in the message body, I'm going to use this order details, paste it in. Okay, so in the next step, let's go to persistence, and under this we have data store operations. Click on this and write. So I would like to create the data store, and we should select write for this operation. Okay, place note. And in the processing, we have to provide the data store name, and it should not contain spaces. So we have to name something. I will say store order details, right? So that is my name of the data store, right? Visibility, integration flow, or global. So if we select global, this data store can be accessed from any of the iFlow. If we select integration flow, it can be accessed from this particular iFlow one. So I'm going to leave it for integration flow, and we have to provide the entry ID. We can either read from a property or header dynamically, or we can give some hard code value as well. So what I would like to do here is I would like to store my messages using this order ID as the unique ID for my entries. So what I would like to do now is create a property that stores the order ID value and use that order ID as the message ID or the entry ID in the data store, right? So I would like to create one property here and name it as store order ID. And in the exchange property, I am going to name it as ID. Source type would be XPath and source value is order. Right? We have to provide data type, right? Java.lang.string. Let me beautify this. Let's go back to the configuration of data store again. So we have to fill the entry ID dynamically. So I am going to write dollar curly braces property dot id, right? And we have couple of options here: retention threshold for alerting and the expiration period. So like we discussed for the write variables, the retention period or expiration period for write variables is 400 days, right? For data stores, it is maximum 180 days. We can either start from 1 or we can give 180. So we have to provide the expiration period in this box. The default value is 30. We can either say 10 or 20 or 100, right? So I'm going to say 100, and we have a retention threshold for alerting. So when we create data store, the whole purpose of data store is to store the messages temporarily, right? So we cannot use CPI to store our files or store our data permanently. It is a temporary storage option, right? When you store something in CPI, it should be accessed frequently. If we don't read the messages from the data store, it will throw an overdue alerting in the monitor section. So this value will tell us the alerting days. So if I say 2, when we don't access the messages inside the data store for 2 days, it will throw an alert, right? If I say 5, it will alert me in 5 days, right? Simple. Okay. And here we have encrypt stored messages. We can either check this or uncheck this. This is straightforward. If you check this, the messages in the data store will be encrypted. If not, they will not. And here we have overwrite existing messages. So if you send the message with the same entry ID multiple times, it will overwrite the existing message if we check this box. Include message header. So we have some of the headers in our iFlow, right? It will include those headers in the message as well. So I am not going to check this box. Let's leave it as it is for now. And now we can deploy this. So the integration ran successfully. Let's check our data store. So we have to go to monitor section. I'm going to take a new tab and go to the monitor section and scroll down a bit. Here you can find manage stores. Under that we have data stores. Open this tile, and store order details is our data store, right? We have to select this, and here we have entry details, right? We have ID 001 since our order ID is 001 and the status is waiting and due at Jan 8, 2026. Since we have gave the retention period for alerting, we have gave 5 days. So it is saying due at Jan 8. If we don't read or access this message by January 8, it will throw an alert. Right? Simple. I'm going to create another entry in this data store and change the message body to order ID 2, and instead of laptop I will say mouse. Let's try to deploy this. So let's check our data store. I'm going to refresh it. Now we have 2 entries, and one is 001 and the other one is 002, right? So I'm going to change this payload to order 3, and in the product I will say keyboard. I'll deploy this. So I'm going to refresh it. Here we have 3 entries. Let's try to see the contents of this message IDs. Select one, and we have either delete or download option. I'm going to say download. We'll download a zip file. It contains 2 files. One is the body. So if we open it, it has order details, the keyboard, right? So if we open the headers one, so it will have the default headers, MPL correlation ID and pre-generated MPL ID, all these ones. So these are the runtime headers created by SAP CPI, right? So we have body and headers files in the